Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are conquesting. Hope you guys are continuing to be on God's purposes and doing things in order to make this world a better place. A lot of change in this world. Great changes happening. I'm happy to see that. And we're getting back to our topic today is going to be a masculine male and semen retention. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of do that. Let me do some shout outs first. Once again, thank you guys for the comments as usual. Thank you guys for all the, and I'll move my thing a little bit over here. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for feedback, donations. It's wonderful. I hope you guys are doing well. And we'll go on a little bit here. So shout outs. Oleg, thank you, my friend. Charlie Chimp, thank you. Nate Green, 3 to 4 weeks. Now, this is a little while ago, so congratulations. Keep it up. Palmiczz, thank you. Fakestockguru, thank you. Limitless Vision, thank you. He's got 2 of them. Appreciate that. Marvin Lang, thank you. Marvin Lang, thank you. Giodude, thank you as usual. Anton Maquin, thank you. Woundswacker, number 2 of them, thank you, my friend. Charles Rivers, 2, thank you. Great examples, Charles, thank you. Old time viewer, thank you. Narrowpath, thank you. Wants more videos. I'm going to try to do more. Once again, time is running away with me sometimes here. I'm going to be teaching in a few minutes, but I figured I'd do one today because I haven't done one for a little while. But I'm going to keep trying to get to them. I appreciate that, and thanks for comments. And Capitalt for 3 of them. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate that too. All right, so let's talk about this for a second. So move my freaking thing over a little bit. I can't see you guys too much. Okay. So when we're talking about this, we're talking about the masculine male and semen retention. So what are we talking about here? Now, in our society, over the last, I'd say 20, 30 years, maybe like that, we've had kind of a fight to redefine masculinity. And I think part of that is there's alternative motives people have to doing that. I think that, in a lot of cases, the less masculine a country is, the more easy it is to take it over. And I think there's a lot of people who've over the last 30, 40 years really wanted the country not to be as strong. Also combine that with all the products that have been sold, everything that can be sold when people are weaker. I mean, look at the health industry, for example. I believe that you don't need as many of the pills or medicine as we have out there. And what happens is it just makes people sicker in some ways because they have more side effects. Now they got to take more pills, and that's keep people in business. We saw that through, the pandemic and different things like that. So I think that we have to really kind of take a look and see, what is it that really makes the masculine male? And so it's a good topic, and so it's something to kind of think about and look at. So when we look at the topic, we're looking at the idea of a masculine male. And we've had masculine males throughout the history of the United States, of the world. And so what is a masculine male? When we go back to the masculine male, the thing that separates males out is their masculinity. Now, if you take that away from males, then all of a sudden they become more feminine. You can only have feminine and masculine energy. Now, I know they talk a lot about, all these type of things, genders and things like that. But the issue really is that we're talking about male and female energy here. And the idea that is that you need to have masculine energy, and that's why it fits with feminine energy. But if males are not masculine, they tend to be more feminine. And the same thing happens with women. If women tend to be less feminine, they tend to be more masculine. You see this in a lot of relationships. Whether it's male, female, all those kind of things, you're going to see people who have to have a masculine and feminine energy because they coexist together. Now, those things, in my opinion, don't work out very well because a lot of times you can't recreate, or if you're not masculine, you cannot try to be masculine. You can only do so much. And the same thing if you're trying to be feminine, you can try to be feminine, but it just doesn't come off the same way as an actual woman who's feminine. So the thing about it is, we're talking about masculinity, we're talking about the bottom line. And why is it? Why do I say that? Why is it important? It all goes back down to the things that God has given you. And God has given you these type of, this energy these nutrients, the proteins, the vitamins you have in order for your body to work consistently and work well. And because of that, it's working well to the point where you are using that masculine frame that you have as a man. And that's important to have, not only to provide, protect, be able to do the things in society that we need. We see a comeback of all those attitudes and feelings right now, and I think it's a glorious thing and a wonderful thing to see. But the masculinity comes from the fact that you have God's, purpose in you. You have God in you, and a big part of that is you're a temple of God. The temple of God is what you have with you. So all that energy you have is keeping you in a masculine frame. So when you lose that energy, or when you go ahead and, disperse that energy, and I'm not talking about procreation, because that's one thing about having a child. Now you're doing it for a purpose. But beyond that, if you're just releasing it for no other reason to get a short-term pleasure, then what you're really doing is hurting your masculine frame. Now, 1 time, 2 times, we know that those type of things are not going to kill you. But it also it puts you on a pattern of eventually doing it so much that you are going to kind of do some damage to yourself. You're going to lose a lot of nutrients. You're going to become sicker because you can't repel against a lot of the diseases out there. I don't know the last time I was sick. I don't even remember it anymore. It might have been 2003 or 20 some years ago, something like that. I don't even know anymore. Even during the pandemic and things like that, I didn't get sick. And you guys were with me through all that stuff, and we know that, which is why I'm still very adamant about all those type of things too. Because the thing is that holistically, God gives you most of what you need. Now, of course, taking aspirin, vitamins. I mean, some of these things can help you, but again, the more you can kind of count on yourself inside to kind of heal, and I believe you can do that. I believe that there's things you can do. So you don't necessarily have to take all that stuff. But once again, the reason people are doing a lot of that is because they're releasing. And this idea in this world, which is our matrix we're living in here, I call it always the matrix that we have to kind of get around, the blue matrix that we look at, is that we're trying to get away from these ideas that society is pushed on us for other alternative motives, whether they want people to become weaker, whether they want to sell things to people. All these type of things are happening because of the messages that we've gotten in our society. And one of those messages is that the more you release, the better and healthier you're going to be. And in my mind, I find it's been the totally opposite, especially since I've been in monk mode, and I'm at like 1,700 days or something like that, close to it, dealing with no FAP and all that kind of stuff. You can see very easily a lifestyle change. You're a lot more stronger. You have all these benefits that you're talking about, more clear. You're able to deal with a lot of things easier, not as much anxiety. And of course, you have a lot of other things happening. I get a lot of opportunities now, a lot more than I used to. Some chances of making money are much better. Of course, I've been happily married for many, many years. But once again, it's very apparent to see a lot of young women, older women, they are more attuned to me as I go through this, and I see a lot of change in their behavior, positive behavior, flirtations, all kinds of stuff that you see. Now, of course, in my case, it's very flattering, and I've always said that. It's a flattering type of thing because I never got that when I was younger. In the 20s, I didn't understand this whole principle. But the principle of being a man is important. And I run into lots of, young ladies who really down deep are looking for a masculine male. And I know that against the society, we've always said, well, you can't have, females who are submissive and things like that. Well, you watch females when females are with a more feminine man. They're a lot more aggressive. And when you look at them with a masculine male, and I see this a lot when they treat me, which is why I know I'm kind of on the right track with a lot of this stuff, is because, and they become very submissive. And it doesn't really matter, if it's wife, a colleague, or something like that. Their basic instinct is to recognize a masculine male. And then to their mind, that provides security and provides a sense of feeling of strength that you have that they can lean on, you know, whether they're upset about something, whether they need something. That's one of the things that males do. And so a masculine male. Now, feminine male, you know, is the other way. Feminine male is wanting to get those things. They need those things themselves. And I think that, you know, that is something that just goes against the whole nature of things. And so this is why it's very difficult when you look at a feminine male and a masculine female. It just does not work, especially with people who are masculine. Males who are masculine, they will not get along most times with feminine masculine females, because that's just butts heads. And I think until we see a change in society, now it's going to take some time, because we've had this inundated us for 30, 40 years. But the thing is that it is going to change, because I think people just cannot deal with the idea that you can have a male that's going to be feminine. I mean, it's just not what the world needs in this case. Now, I'm not saying a male can't have sensitivity once in a while, but I'm talking about a beta male who basically is just wimpy and is not going to go ahead and be that masculine, strong person. We just can't have that. And that's not going to help us in protecting our our country, our world, our towns. And it's not going to certainly help us in providing, and this is where the key is. So when we talk about the masculine male, it's important to recognize that all of the warriors are warriors because we are having a lot of self-control. And self-control is one of the first keys to becoming masculine. The masculine male is somebody that has, control. And they just have control of themselves, and they understand how important it is to have that self-control. And because of that, then, they're able then to exert and use all the other benefits to help people, making connections, being able to make money, do jobs, interact with people really well. And all of a sudden now you're seeing that person become that strong and in some cases patriotic type person to kind of lead, whether you're leading the country, whether you're leading the town, whether you're leading your family. All those things happen because of that. So I think it's a really good topic to look at. And so we should never forget that the purpose that we're having here is becoming the highest value masculine male we can have. And once that happens, then all of a sudden everything else tends to fall in place. And you just know it. I feel instinctively that's the way that I should be as a male. And I think there's a lot of females I've run into feel like they should have the feminine energy. Unfortunately, the way society is, if females are raising a child or a female is on their own, they have to kind of do two things, especially raising a child. They're going to have to be the mom and the dad, and that's a very tough thing to do. So, all right, my friends. Well, anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to head out to a class here for a second, but I wanted to kind of get one done because I haven't done one for a little while. We will continue doing. I'll try to do one at least once a week if I can. And again, I'm looking for a computer to be able to kind of get that set up. Once I find some time, we'll get all that set up as well. All right, so thank you guys for the shout outs. Thank you guys for everything else. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll do another one pretty soon. Until then, my friends, two things I always leave you guys with. First, every day is a great day and a new day to a great warrior. And number two, guys, we always are in a battle with the devil. Never forget that. To be that high value male we want to be, we always have to continue to fight and battle. And that means we have to continue to battle on! Take care, guys. Have a great day.